For the mechanical assembly of the Elara, you will need the following components. We have, of course, the base plate. We have the Elara 900, the headrest, the rails, the 4 screws here, the rail covers, grease number 3, and of course the forehead band and the chin rest. First, we're going to insert the rails into the holders. This goes with the only in one way. We take a little bit of grease number 3 and put this either directly on here, or you can also use a sponge and distribute the grease a little bit over the rails. This is to prevent any noise later on. Then we're going to take the Elara 900, place it on the rails, check that they are nicely aligned. I usually go just to the last tooth and see if this matches. That looks pretty good. That looks correct. Then we will take our, we need to remove the cover here on the side. Turn over the tower and the microscope. Then we take a Torx number 10. You can remove this cover here, unscrew the 2 screws inside of here. Then we need to remove this cover here. In later versions, you will just be able to press into one corner and it plops up. With the first Elaras, you still need to use a small screwdriver or your fingernails to plop this cover out. With a Torx 10, you can move up the spindle. I would say do at least halfway. That's around, I would say, 10 rotations. So it's out of the end position. Then you can also remove this cover here on the side. We mount the first rail. This one here can be closed again. So you can move the tower out of the way. Mount the rail cover. Take one of the screws. These are Torx 25 screws, but the access is a little bit tight down here. So as a trick, use first a Torx 20. Just don't put any force on it, else you might damage the screw. But that way you can at least more easy, you can tilt the screwdriver a little bit and screw in those screws here. Then we go to the other side, same thing here. Mounting the rail cover. And the last screw. Now we can take the Torx 25 and tighten those screws nicely in. Now we can plug in the power cable. The power cable goes into the small connector in here. This one goes in here. Should you need to remove it, I know it's a little bit dark, you can use a screwdriver, press on the little latch on the side, and the plug can be easily unplugged here. Make sure it nicely clicks in. Then we can mount back the covers. Tightening the Torx 10 screw. Placing the cover back on. Now we come to the headrest. The headrest, the cable comes to the side with the power cable here. Fiddle it nicely through the hole. Insert the headrest and tighten the threaded pins. Now we need to remove this cover here on the side. This is also done with a Torx 10. That's hidden from the inside. Taking out the cover. Then we have the small headrest cable. Headrest cable, first push it through the hole here so it comes out inside. Pull it all the way through. You can nicely hide the cable in this groove on the back. The connector is down here. You might need a pair of tweezers for this. The access is a little bit tight. Make sure it's nicely plugged in, and you can just hide the cable in here so it doesn't get squeezed in by the cover. Then we have the LAN connector and power. We're first gonna grab the power cord. Either it's coming from the table here. You can find the specific cable length in the installation guide. Then we take the LAN cable, plug it in. Also here, be careful that you don't squeeze in, don't pull on this on the power cord, else you might rip out the connector from the board. Then you can take a zip tie. Put the zip tie through this hole down here. And you probably will need some tweezers again to get it on the other side out. It's going one time all the way around. For the cables that come from below, mine are going on the side out. So what we're going to do is here, move the cable to this side, first pushing in the power cable, then the LAN cable into this cover here, pull out the zip tie. No, a little bit dark because I'm throwing a shadow. Oh, there we go. Pull the zip tie tight. Cut off the end here. This we can take a side cutter. Move the cable under the rail cover through. Take the side cover and place it back on. We take out our Torx 10 screw. And fix this side cover again. There we go. Now we can insert the chin rest and the forehead band. Those can just be clipped in and pushed down. After setting up the device, we will need to do a calibration check. For this, we need this tool here that comes with every Elara. Remove the chin rest, place it inside of the chin rest holder, and start up the Elara. Once the Elara is started, go into the menu, calibration, check system alignment. Now we follow the instruction on the screen, rotate the illumination to 40 degrees, make sure the microscope is nicely straight aligned. So we move our illumination 40 degrees to the side. For this you have an index ring at the front. Now we need to focus onto the sloped surface on this check gauge. For this we first align the check gauge in the height of the patient's eye, and now we move it into the view. From there on we can switch to the screen and follow the instructions. First, finding the focus, you will see this little red cross. Just bring it onto the height of the crosshair from the screen. It also will tell you that it's detected. Once this looks good, so we have the detection on this side. Let's switch over here. We can continue. We make the fine alignment and we fix the instrument base. Continue. Now we go to 30 degrees. $20 degrees. $20 on the left side. 30 degrees. And 40 degrees. It will give you a result that the alignment has passed, so all the parameters are in alignment. To connect to the Elara, bring your connect it to your PC and bring your PC in the default IP range. For this, we go to the control panel, network and sharing center, change adapter settings, and we have here the USB to Ethernet adapter that I use for this setup. Go to Properties, IPv4, Properties, Use following IP. The default IP is 172.16.42.23. So we bring this PC into the same range with 20. Subnet mask, we can take the default and click OK. To connect to the device, open a browser and connect to it with the address 172.16.42.23.10,000. You will get this warning here. Just click on Extended, Accept the risk and Continue. Then you will get to the login of the Elara. The user is technician and the password is written on front of the Elara. Once inside of here, go to the system time and check if you have access to a timesync server. Should this work, you can leave the settings as it is, then this Elara can update its own system time or via internet. If this is not available, turn the time server off. Then you change manually your time zone and set the correct time. Apply. Then set the hardware time according to system time. And then save.